Lo so che molte persone non pensano a noi lassù sulle montagne. Molti dei miei pazienti sono minatori. È un mestiere pericoloso e portano il peso di costruire un paese sulle proprie spalle. Soffrono molto. Questa gente, la mia gente, si fidava di me. È incredibile quanti di loro siano morti.
Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Hi.
you.
I'm Martina from Daninseries, Italy. And first of all, I just want to say how strikingly good your performance on this show was. I think you really succeeded in playing a really uncomfortable character. So I would like to know, how does it feel to play someone who doesn't stand on the same moral ground as you?
We're very different individuals. He was raised in a very particular way amongst titanic figures around him, and I think as a young man it must have been extraordinary to try to find your own way amongst the examples that he had in front of him. Yes, it's easy for anyone to stand outside someone else's story and to make judgments, and I tried not to do that. I really tried to walk in his shoes and to feel what it might have felt like to do what he did. I mean, I think he's a complicated fellow, and I tried to walk in his shoes with as much respect as possible.
And I'm always fascinated by how actors can switch from playing fictional characters to people who really existed. So I would like to know, how does it feel to play someone who's still there, since you've done it so many times in your career with the people that, existed in our history?
I always feel a great responsibility to try to learn as much about them as I can. If the opportunity arises to get to meet them, has been an extraordinary thing. I've got to do it a couple of times, and there's nothing like sitting in front of the person who you're supposed to play and asking them questions about, what they experienced on different days, or what certain situations were like for them. And I try to absorb as much as possible, and I always feel a great responsibility to try to learn as much as I can and then apply it to the story that I've been given to tell.
So was it your research on this character? Did you actually got the chance to see some videos, some interviews? How did you work on this character?
I read about him as much as I could, and there were deposition videos available online that anyone can see, about 28 minutes of information of him answering questions about OxyContin, about his role in the creation of it, as well as what he felt his responsibilities were. And from that, each of us can take our own sense of him from watching that. But that became the thing I watched the most, and I tried to absorb as much as I could about who I thought he seemed to be and what his behavior told us.
Would you agree that Purdue Pharma is the gun the family used and that Oxy was the bullet?
The way I look at it is less about slogans and more about a young man trying to find his way in the world and trying to make a mark for himself, and perhaps creating for himself a kind of blind spot in terms of how this medication that he was championing had a horrible effect on thousands and thousands of people. His eye was on one thing, on helping cure the world of pain, and he kind of ignored anyone who abused what he thought were abusers of the medication. It's a kind of morality tale, in that he was trying to, I'd like to believe, do something to solve some of the world's problems, and he neglected a whole swath of individuals in the process.
Michael, thank you so much for your time. Our time is up, so have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. That was really interesting.
Thank you.